All right. Okay, so again, happy Friday, everybody. We are going to start with a little warm up, and our warm up for today is actually on combining like terms or simplifying. And right here, you can make your screen bigger. I will just keep mine at this ratio so I can write on it as we talk about it. Okay, so what is combining like terms? I'm pretty sure you've heard this in middle school, but I would also like to kind of present it in another way. So thank you for typing your name in the chat box. Yes, honey. Okay, mommy's in Zoom now. Okay. You can use any color to write your name, honey. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. My 4 year old is also in Zoom, and the 4 year class, I was helping her if I don't have a period two class. Okay. So here we go. As we were saying, um, we can also combine like terms in a different way. If I could please have you insert a text box in your notes. So you click on this box right here. There you go. And add a text box on the first page of your notes so you can type in it. If you're very, proficient at typing, I'm very slow in typing. So if you type fast, you can do your notes this way. So instead of arranging them horizontally, you can actually line them up. So let's say, for example, I have 3x plus 6, right? That's the first one. Okay. And now the second one, if I press enter, I have 7x plus 3. There you go. Let me put some space right there so they're not very crowded. All right. Okay. So instead of adding horizontally and making those rainbows, you can also add vertically. I'm going to underline my last one so it would look like I'm adding them together. So I highlighted that one and then you click on underline right here. That's the underline button. And then I press enter again and now I'm ready to type in my answer. So I got 3x and 7x. So if you add the numbers together, that's 10. Okay, I forgot to remove my underline, so I'm going to highlight the 10 and remove the underline. Okay, and then I have to bring down my variable right here, which is x, and take note, I did not do anything with the variable. So we do not make it x to the second power. We're not there yet, okay? So 10x and then plus, you're going to add 6 and 3 together. You will have 9. There you go. Okay, so the correct answer, whether you do it horizontally or vertically, will be 10x plus 9. Okay, now how about this? They have an x squared and a 2x squared and so on. Okay, so let me try to do this vertically. What I'm going to do is um, I'm going to show you again how to, do it vertically. If you want to type, you can actually, what do you call this? You can actually insert special characters, or under the format you can also, when you're typing, let me show you. It will just take a little longer when you go to format, text. If you want a superscript, that's the shortcut, control and dot. Okay, so if you want to type, you can do that. So let's try that one. Let me read the chat. If you haven't written your name in the chat, please do so. Okay, just shows a blank screen for me. How about now, Brandon? Were you able to save it in your drive? Did it show? You messaged me 4 minutes ago, and I just want to check in whether you did it or you found it already. Hi, Robert. Really confused. I don't know what to do. Hang on, my dear. So first is, oh, thank you, Brandon. So, Robert, if I may help you very quickly, you go to Schoology and open the file that says 1.2 solving multi-step equations, honey. Okay. Can you please give me a yes or a no if you're there already? And once the file opens for you, you go to File and then make a copy of the entire presentation. So that's your way of owning the notes. Okay. So that's your way of downloading the notes in your drive. All right. So Louise, um, we okay. You don't see which one, honey. Can you repeat one more time? Oh, okay. Let me go back, honey. In Schoology, is your Schoology open? Is your Schoology open? And then you go to week number 2. Let me know if you're there, guys. So, and type in the chat box if you need something to get clarified so you're not lost during the entire Zoom today. We will be using these the whole time. So, week number 2, and then there's a link right here, honey. Let me know if you've seen it. And then just open that one. Click on that one. You can also do open in new tab so you don't lose your Schoology window because we will go back to Schoology again after we write something. Okay, I did not hear or see anything in the chat, so that means we're good to go. Now, once you open that, you have to go to File and then make a copy. File and then make a copy. All right. Okay. And we're going to be doing this repeatedly the whole semester, honey. So I hope that you um, don't get intimidated. It's just a matter of getting used to. Imagine this is like buying a new phone. You know, when you buy a new phone and you're not familiar with it, you have to explore it first to kind of be an expert in using it, right? I myself am not an expert. So the things we're using, sometimes I'm just like maybe 10 days ahead of you. I had to learn them as well so I could use them in distance learning. Okay, we're in this together. So yes, and I just want to say that just so we're not taking away so much from the content time, because we only meet 2 times a week on Mondays. Mondays are designed for teaching you how to do this in the digital notebook. So I won't be teaching you content on Mondays. It's pretty much more for helping or for enrichment for those who are ready to go. So I strongly suggest, since I am screencasting anyway, if you get lost at some point in time, don't dwell too much in it. Just look at the screen and just participate and try to understand as much. And then on Mondays, I can help you more personally via Zoom as well. And we can go back to the screencast if we need to catch up on the notes. Okay? All right. How do you make your own copy? You go to File, honey, like this. File, and then make a copy. Are we good? All right. Okay, so let me go back to where we were. Pardon me if I cannot help all of you. I mean, this is one of the limitations of, distance learning, but we'll make it work. Okay? All right. So now, since the expressions go a little bit more complicated, all right, um, we're going to do it a little bit different. Okay, so I'm going to write something on the screen, and then maybe after you can take a screenshot of that, okay, and paste it on your notebook. All right, so let's try it. There's the ding sound. That means I'm going to begin to write on my slate. So I have here, but sometimes it takes a little while for my cursor to show. So just be patient with me. It might look like there. See? So my cursor came out in the wrong spot. Okay, so I have here 5x squared. Still not on the right spot. Okay, so I have here negative. Oh, too far. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So I got negative 5x squared, I'm copying the problem right there, plus 5x. There you go. Okay, then I'm going to copy the negative 2x. I meant to copy it underneath the negative 5x. Pardon me if it's not lining up correctly. And then now I'm copying the negative 8x underneath the 5x. And the reason why I'm doing that is just so I could line up the like terms together. And then I'm going to put the plus 11 right here because it doesn't quite have a partner from the top, right? Okay. So now I have another extra expression over here, which is the negative x minus 15. So since the negative x is just like a negative 1x, I'm going to put it underneath the x portion, which is here. So I'm going to put negative 1x. Okay? We don't have to put the negative one. You could just put negative x if you're more familiar with that. I just wanted to not lose anybody, so it's just to kind of emphasize that a variable always has a number in front of it. Okay? And then the negative 15 will go underneath the 11. All right. Um, so how do you take a screenshot of this? There's a control. Let me look up my Chromebook because I'm not familiar with. Okay, so if you're using a Chromebook, it's control and then shift. You have to press and hold all of those. Control shift. And then there's a key. There's like a window thing above the number 6. It's like a smaller rectangle. If you control shift and then that window button, your screen will turn kind of grayish and it will allow you to draw a box around the thing that you want to copy. Uh-huh. Let me see if I can. Because I tried to did that in a Chromebook as well, so I would know like how I'm going to explain it to you. So control shift and then press the little rectangle above 6. It will turn your screen into gray and it will allow you to draw a box around the thing that you want to copy. And then something will come up at the bottom right that says copy to clipboard. You could click on that. And then on your notes or on your notebook, the one that I was writing on, just paste it or control V. Control V. So those are some friendly shortcuts that we have to kind of memorize. Or you can also find edit and then paste over here. Paste right there. All right. Okay. Let me just check the chat because I know that's so much explaining. I know, honey, and we gotta be patient until all of us get used to this. Um, and I'm pretty sure we won't be experts, as I've explained earlier. But once we get the hang of it, and once you're familiar with how to like copy and paste stuff, you'll be good. You'll be good. Yeah. I didn't understand that. Oh, even Bixby did not understand what we did, right? Let me just turn off my phone. Give me 1 second. All right. I know, honey, I'm with you. I have 2 kids, so I pretty much know what you're talking about. Okay, so I do hope um you guys had enough time to copy and paste that. Again, if you cannot follow, let's say, an instruction on how to do the interactive notebook or your notes for today, don't panic. We will have a lot of time to do that. How do we draw on the digital notebook? Nice. If you want to draw, honey, um, it will just take you more time, but you can do the text box. You can insert a text box right there. Okay. All right. But and how to do the exponents, can I show you that on a Monday and not on the day that we're gonna have a lesson? Thank you for understanding, Louise. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So now let's see. After showing all of these, will we get the same answer as in the example? Well, let's see. If we start with the first group over here, oh no. Okay, so negative 5x squared, negative 2x squared. If we combine the two negatives, you will get -7, right? And then if we bring down the x squared variable, it will just become x squared. So -7x squared. All right, so we get the same answer. Next one, let's try to get the -4. -5 and -8, what's the difference? They're 3 apart, but we take the sign of the bigger number. So that's -3 so far. And then you combine a -3 and a -1. That's how you're getting the -4x. And last but not the least, 11 and -15. The difference is -4. Okay, so that's just a quick review on how to combine variables. I hope that kind of helped a little bit to refresh your mind. I'm pretty sure you did that in middle school as well. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you to switch to Schoology again. There you go. I'll give you some wait time so we don't get lost. And then open this little puzzle piece right here. Across it, it's 1.2 interleave review combined like terms. So click on that. Okay. You can click on it or right click and open in a new tab if you want to. Okay, so if I may say, as an intermission, if there's one thing that you could maximize from distance learning is I'm pretty sure by the end of this you will be computer proficient. And if in the future you will be applying for jobs, um, you need to be able to navigate through computers. I'm just sad there's no more computer classes in school, but I think it's a necessary skill. Okay, I can see that Giovanni already used his first attempt. Cool. So um, if you could click on start attempt already and get started on that, quick review, that will be nice. So start new attempt. There will be two questions. The first set is on combining like terms, which we pretty much looked at already. And the second one is, it's just checking whether something is a solution or not. Okay. So if you already know what to do, keep going. If you're kind of lost, um, you're let me explain here. So you guys are going to combine like terms, um, and you have to choose the what do you call this? The letter of the correct answer. So you're only gonna write the correct letter here. Okay. All right. Now be mindful because some of them are using different variables. So sometimes the variables kind of gives you a clue already, right? Okay. All right. And then in the second question, all you need to do is plug in the number 2 in the equation and see if the left-hand side result will match the right-hand side result. Okay. So now I'm going to go on mute mode so I can give you some quiet time. All right. And I'll give you, can we go 10 minutes? I'll ask you again after 10 minutes. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to go to page 2 of that notebook. There you go. And I'm going to show you some examples on how to do solving multi-step equations. Now, I usually have a lot of students asking me, what do I do if I'm done? Because I know you guys are very fast at it. So I created like an extra slide that you want or that you may work on if in case I'm still busy helping the rest and you guys need something to work on. Okay? So that third page pretty much is optional. All right. So let's get started with the lesson. Um, our goal in solving an equation is to get the variable by itself. So we want to get the x by itself. That means we have to remove that 13 and move it to the other side. So pretty much this is the given problem, right? And in order to remove the 13, we have to add 13 to the right. So the 2 will now have plus 13 on the right-hand side. So we can cancel that over here. Okay, and then we write 2.5x. So maybe you're wondering, okay, Ms. Arciaga, how do I know if I'm going to add or subtract? So the rule is we're going to do the opposite operation. So if this is negative 13 and you want to get rid of it, you do the opposite, which is you add it to, the other side. So since our operation is adding, that's our clue, it's going to be addition, property of equality. I'm sorry, I have to use those shortcuts to make it fit. So what should you be doing right now? If you can catch up and type using a text box, do it. If you can't, that's okay. You can also write on a piece of paper, you know, and you can just take a picture of your paper and paste it here. Later on, you can delete my text boxes. That's okay. But if you cannot do two things at the same time, I also understand that. So what I would like you to do is just, like focus on the screen. Okay. I won't force you to write anything down or type anything down. If what you want is just focus and learn as much as you can, you're good. You can just, pause the video later and screenshot and paste it on your notebook. Is my volume too low? Okay, this is the usual volume I kind of use. I'm gonna increase it a little bit. There you go. Is that better? Yeah. Are we supposed to write that down? Okay. Um. All right. Okay. So Robert, I I I mentioned three options, honey. Okay. Either write it on a piece of paper, or if you cannot focus while writing, I said just focus on the screen, watch what we're doing, honey, and learn as much as you can. Because later on, when I upload the recorded screencast or video, you can pause the video and screencast what you see on the screen right now. Okay, so your priority is to learn. We can do the writing later. Does that make sense, honey? Okay, cool. But please don't leave your screen, all right? Go ahead and charge it, honey. Thank you. All right. Okay, so going on or moving forward, so we're going to simplify the 2 plus 13, okay, which will become 15, right? And then we copy the 2.5x. So now what is our reason for doing this? Since we just combine like terms, we're just going to put simplify. Okay, all right, so now x is, it has a 2.5 tagging along in front of it. So we have to remove that. If they're side by side, it means they were multiplied. So the opposite of multiply is division. So we divide both sides by 2.5. So since we said we're going to divide, your reason for that one will be division, property of equality. And if you use your calculator, either use your phone or the calculator I taught you the other day. I don't know if you still remember. It's going to be x equals, you will get x is equal to 6. There you go. I'll give you about 15 seconds to ask me questions about the first example before we move on. Okay, I don't hear or see any question in the chat box. We're going to move on. Okay, so in the second example, look what we have on the right hand side. Two of them have this x variable. So that means we have to simplify that first, right? We're going to combine like terms. So what if I don't know what to do with the 12 yet? Just bring it down. Okay, if you don't know what to do, in order to not lose any of the given problem, just bring it down. 9x minus 6x. Okay, what's 9 minus 6? That's 3, right? And then we bring down the x. And then we bring down the 15 again because we don't know what to do with it yet. Okay, so that's the given problem. We just combine like terms, so we say simplify. One student yesterday suggested, Miss, can I just write CLT? And then I was like, what was that? What's that? What does that mean? And she said, Oh, combine like terms. Okay, sure, why not? All right, now we have to get the x by itself, but 15 is in the way, right? So I have to take out that 15, and since it's plus, I have to do the opposite when I move it over. So I'll copy my negative 12 because it was there first. It must not lose its spot. Okay, and then I gotta move the 15, but I have to change it to negative because that's the opposite, equals 3x. And I canceled that 15 over there already because it moved here. So since I subtracted 15, I gotta do subtraction property of equality. Okay, and last, or second to the last step. What's negative 12 and negative 15 together? Since they're both negative, I copy the same sign. Okay, and I think somebody wrote the answer in the chat. Oh, I'm sorry. Like, please check your device, honey, okay? I don't know what happened. Okay, so it's going to be negative 27. There you go. Is equal to 3x. So we just combine like terms again. So we simplify. Awesome. Okay, and last but not the least, we have to divide both sides by the number that comes with x. So since 3 was multiplied by x, we um, we do. Oh, awesome. Okay, Giovanni wrote -9. Yes, honey. So it's going to be x is equal to -9. Awesome. And that's going to be division because we divided both sides. Division property of equality. All right. So now it's time to hear from you guys. If anybody would like to help me, I will write for you. And I would love if you guys explain to me what we can do to solve the problem. Any volunteer? And if you only give me one step and say, oh, Miss Arciaga, I got stuck after that, that's okay. We'll build up on what you know. So don't feel bad if you don't finish the whole problem. Who would like to first help me? No one? Okay, maybe you just got confused because there's a parentheses there. So if I probably like start it for you, then you will know what to do next. If you have a 2 in front of parentheses right here, you gotta do the rainbows, meaning you have to distribute. There you go. So I go 2 times 1, that's 2. And then 2 times negative x. What's that? You bring down the negative sign and then you put them side by side. Cool. Oh, wait. Can I multiply the 2 to the 3? Because it's not connected to the parentheses. If it's outside, then don't distribute. So that means you're just going to bring down the 3 and bring down the -8. Okay, so that's given. And we use distributive property. Would anybody like to continue where I left off? Anybody? Please feel free to unmute yourself and help me. Anybody? Come on, guys. I know you know what to do. So what am I going to do with the 2 and the 3? What am I going to do with the 2 and the 3? Later on, honey. Mommy's working. Anybody? So we're going to add them up together. Okay? So 2 plus 3 becomes 5. And then we bring down the -2x. Okay? Equals -8. Okay. So we just did simplifying. There you go. Because we combine the 2 and the 3. Okay, hang on, honey. I'll stand up when I'm done. Thank you. Oh my god. Sorry about that. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to bring down the -2x over here. Okay. And then the 5, we have to move it over to the other side. But it's positive. So that means we have to change it to its opposite. So we're going to have -8, cancel that 5, and then change it to negative. There you go. All right, so since we subtracted 5, the reason is subtraction, property of equality. Oops. Chat. Give me one sec. Oh, and Giovanni said 6.5. Let's see. Okay, so we got negative 2x is equal to negative 13. I guess you're right, Giovanni, because if you divide both sides by negative 2, right, you're going to get a negative 13 over negative 2. I forgot the negative right there. So the final answer is x equal to 13 and a half, or 13 halves, I'm sorry. 13 halves or 6.5. You're right. And the last one is by division, property of equality. That's great, Giovanni. Is your nickname Gio? Or you just prefer to be called Giovanni? Okay, now let's move on to the last one. And then I'll show you where to find your homework. So we're going to do the same thing again. 5 times 3 is 15. Then you go 5 times x. So just watch the screen. If you're not typing, that's okay. All right. And then all these will be screenshot later on if you want to, so you can have a copy of everything. All right. And then let's do this again. 2 times 3 is 6. And then 2 times negative x is negative 2x is equal to 14. Okay. Hang on, honey. My students will call on the police on me if I don't do my job. Can you wait a little bit? Okay. All right. So she's my 4-year-old and she wants to get something. Okay. So 15 and 6 together will become 21, right? Are we going to turn this in? I'm going to stop my video for a while because my kid is showing behind me. Okay, are we going to turn this in? Every grading period, Louise, we have to turn in our digital notebook. So everything you screenshot, you have to paste it on, the files I'm sending you. And then later on, I'll show you how to combine all of them together if you don't know how to do it. Okay? All right. So I want to let you go on time. So I'm going to finish this one. 15 and 6 is 21. And then negative 5x and negative 2x will become negative 7x, right? And then you have 14 on the right-hand side. Okay. And then after that, we have to get rid of the 21. So to get rid of the 21, we have to do its opposite on the other side. So let's cross that out and subtract 21 from 14. Okay. I think somebody has the answer already. Okay, so 14 minus 21 is negative 7. And all we need to do is divide both sides by negative 7. And the final answer will be x is equal to 1. Okay, let's write down the property so when you take a screenshot, like all of them are complete. So that's given. And then we have here simplify because we combine like terms. There you go. And then, oh, I forgot to put distributive property. Let me take that off and put distributive property here and then simplify. There you go. And then I moved the 21 over, so I subtracted both sides. So subtraction property of equality. And then last but not the least, I divided both sides by negative 7. So division property of equality. Division property of equality. Okay, so if you were not able to jot down your notes, this is what you can do. Remember the trick I taught you? You have to press Control, Shift, and the small rectangle above 6. So everything that's showing on your screen, you can draw a box around those. And then on the lower right, wait for that thing that says Copy to Clipboard. And then you go back to this slide and click Paste. It will kind of cover your text boxes, but what you can do is just maybe resize it or something like that. Or you can also delete my text boxes. You can delete my tables, okay? Because, yeah, see, if you click on that, it will let you move them. You can take that away because the problem is showing there anyway, right? Okay. So you can do that. Remember, make it work depending on what you're comfortable with. So don't force yourself to like do what others are doing or what like I'm showing on the screen if it doesn't work for you. You have to find a way that you will make it simpler for yourself. Okay. Already. So again, we will help you on Monday if you got confused on how to do that. But for now, I'm going to honor your time because I only have 40 minutes of live with you. What I'm going to show you is, the page where you can find your homework so you don't get confused. Um, okay. I can't screenshot. Is there any way I can? Oh, yes, honey. I would love that. Like you could take a picture of your paperwork and then, like in the slides, you can also paste it. Yeah, you can paste it. And when it's time to submit your notebook, I can easily see them there. Okay. All right. So again, if you got lost on how to do the notebooks, don't panic. Monday, I'll be able to help you with more details. I'm just showing you right now where you could find your homework. Okay, so go back to your Schoology page. Right here, I already made a list of what homeworks you're supposed to be doing and when they are due. I just realized that since we meet every other day, those who are meeting on Tuesdays have an edge in doing the homework because they know about it ahead of time. So I just tried to even out the playing field by using the Monday after, okay, the week they are assigned as due date. And there were some students who did not know how to go to Delta Math. So I will extend the deadline, even that of August 21st, so you can catch up. Okay. Now, where do you find the instructions to join the Delta Math homework? Just click on the next slide until you see something like this. Okay. It says go to deltamath.com. All right. And you have to create a student account and enter the code 918819. So you can find that here. I just logged in already because, I already have a teacher account. So it just kind of looks different on my screen. Maybe if I delete this, it will go back to the original. And yesterday, there were some students who were asking for help in the Delta Math homework, and it was kind of hard to explain via Remind. So I recently purchased an upgrade to this. I paid yesterday afternoon, so it should work already. It said in the email that it should work immediately. So you go to create an account and click student. Once you do that, it will give you an access code, which is the one I showed you earlier, 918819. 918819. Okay, so now let me show you guys your homework and we can see if you guys are in it or not yet. I'm going to pause the screencast over here because I don't want your names and your scores to be recorded in the screencast. I'm going to stop right now. Okay. So let's see if you are already in the Delta Math homework. It's just kind of loading slow. If you have already been in Delta Math before, you don't have to stay. If you already know what to do and where to find your homework, you may leave. I'm going over time again. I'm sorry about that. And my